Hey guys, some people are looking at the results of what we're putting out and they're saying, wow, can't wait till you get Shorttail. And they'll say, we are Shorttail. And they'll say, no, I mean more Shorttail. And it's like, what do you mean by more Shorttail? They'll say, one or two words. And it's like, one or two words for what though? Because is this for a business selling something? Well, yeah. It's like, so what do you want? And I've heard this over the years. It's different things that run. A Richland, Michigan veterinarian, we'll tell them, yeah, we'll get you up for Richland MI vet, Richland MI veterinarian, Richland, Michigan vet, Richland, Michigan veterinarian, Richland MI vet, veterinarian, Richland MI, and so on, right? And the guy will go, why can't you just get me up for veterinarian? It's like, okay. Hold that thought, because now I want to give you guys a different example of that. I had a real estate agent recently in, I forget where, guy, might have been Memphis, Tennessee. And the guy said to me, hey, can you get me out for short tail keywords? It's like, what do you mean by short tail keywords? Because we're kind of doing that. But some short tail keywords for real estate agents are tough. You're talking about, competing with like realtor.com. They're like a $2.5 billion company. They have a massive, massive budget. So I don't think we can get you on the front page for Memphis real estate agent per se. But we can get you up for lots of keywords that are being searched that are different anyway. Like Memphis buying a home, Memphis homes for sale, things like that. We can mix and match and get in there, lease to own agents. There are things that lead to people that we can get. And it's enough because it doesn't take much to make a lot of money. If you're a real estate agent, you can only show so many homes a day. Okay. So you really are going to work on so many clients over the course of the lifetime of their buying, right? Anyway, having said that, let me come back to the obvious point. What do you think he wanted me to rank him for? Real estate. All right, that's that. All right, so far I covered the idea of the veterinarian that wants to show up for veterinarian, the real estate agent that wants to show up for real estate. I'll give you another one. We were showing Bowen Therapy and that we can rank in multiple cities. So we can make the pages valuable for like Little Rock Bowen Therapy, Chicago Bowen Therapy. And when Google comes and sees searches by somebody in Little Rock, if they type Little Rock Bowen Therapy, Google's like, oh, okay, got it. And they show the same thing we see. If they type Bowen Therapy, they're going to see the same thing if they're in Little Rock because Google realizes they're in Little Rock and applies that 85% chance that they're looking for a Bowen therapist, 15% chance they're looking for something else like what is Bowen Therapy. Okay, so that's the way it is with most keywords. Google's guessing your intention and showing a majority of similar websites, but some other structured stuff, right? So you might think, why don't we just show up for real estate? Or why don't we show up for veterinarian? That doesn't make sense. Let me show you why. Richland, MI, there's like and I got to type something. There's Richland, Michigan. There's Richland, Mississippi. There's Richland, Washington. I'm sure there's Richland City in half of the U.S. states, something like that. So anyway, Richland, Michigan, veterinarian, right? This is called a money keyword. The people who show up here, and these people, the organics, usually are about veterinarians. There could be other things. There could be like a directory, best 30 veterinarians. There could be, let's talk about the quality of animal houses in Richland, Michigan. Let's talk about some other things. There could be schools to become a veterinarian or how to get a job as a vet or how much vets get paid in Richland, Michigan. Okay, got it, right? You want to show up for this and you want to compete for this. You have like 978,000 results here. And if you really think about it this way, let's be honest, because Google's doing this kind of a search right here. Richland MI veterinarian maybe. Okay, 63 results. Ooh, easy to compete with. Richland, Michigan, right? 69 results. Okay, not too many veterinarians are out there, and I'll bet you the average veterinarian in Richland, Michigan is not as web savvy as we are. They do not have as much going for them on their websites. So we only need like 5 pages, maybe 2,000 words each to outrank all of them, okay? And if we create a few websites like that so we can backlink ourselves with our other top quality websites that also pitch us, we can get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 results on the front pages pretty easily, simply because we're going to be more web savvy than they are. Now, say you were trying to compete with veterinarian. Okay, first of all, what does that mean? That some guy in San Francisco is going to do a search for veterinarian? Because what, his dog or cat or gerbil or hamster or parrot is sick or got a tennis ball stuck in their mouth, in their throat, or is having too much diarrhea or vomiting or something? First of all, they're not going to search for veterinarian and stop cold there, are they? No, they won't. They'll search for like emergency San Francisco veterinarian, something like that, if it's late night hours, right? Do you get that? Second, now I have to compete with 3 billion results. And that means I need to write my content. See, again, Google's going to assume some of this, that's true. And that's in the maps, there's places you can go. But the concept of veterinarian is like Wikipedia level, encyclopedia level, right? If I really want to compete with that, I've got to go past all this stuff here, okay? And I have to actually write about everything that has to do with veterinarians. Because otherwise, everyone across the US is going to see different results. You type veterinarian, see if you see this stuff, you won't. See if you see veterinarians from Yelp for Redmond, Washington, totally different place. You won't, okay? You won't see Redmond, Kirkland Veterinary, right? You won't. Heck, everything about this is reminding you that the Shorttail keyword is location and keyword, not just keyword. Okay, so why would this guy want me to write? I would probably need 1,000 words an average, or I'm sorry, 1,000 pages an average 5,000 words per page. So 5 million words of copywriting, okay, to be done, to write about all the stuff that has to do with veterinarian, so I can show up for veterinarian nationwide, even though no one is going to catch a plane and fly to me in Richland, Michigan when their dog is sick, or their cat, or their gerbil, or their hamster, or their parrot. No, they're going to go to someone local, right? If you need a DUI lawyer, you go to someone local. If you need a bankruptcy lawyer, you go to someone local. If you need a divorce attorney, you go to someone local. If you need a plumber, you need someone local. If you need a roofer, you need someone local. The money keywords you're after are the location and the keyword, okay? That is the short tail that you care about. What is the point of showing up for real estate? Who does that? You're thinking, what, that if you show up for real estate and you're a real estate agent, you can show up for real estate? What do you think that really means? First of all, we're competing with companies that have billions of dollars, and they have thousands and thousands of pages that they've written with big teams, over the course of a long, long period of time. We looked up Realtor.com. They're a $2.5 billion. They were a $2.5 billion company in like 2016. Okay, these guys have massive budgets and they're constantly on top of it. And why am I trying to compete outright to be on the front page of something with 1.2 billion results for a search that doesn't lead to buyers? 99% of the people who are doing this search, what are they searching for? I don't know. Definitions of real estate colleges, census information. There could be government links in here, stuff about deals going right and wrong, mergers and acquisitions, all kinds of things. They're looking for real estate stuff. Not that it has anything to do with that. There could be 50. You know how many probably 15-year-olds are looking up real estate so they can do a high school report on what real estate means for the first time ever, right? It's probably the majority of the people doing that search. And other than that, people coming in from out of the country who are looking at it from our point of view to see how different that world is here than there. So this is not a money keyword. You'd be writing tremendous amount of content at huge costs, and then you have to refresh tons of it to keep Google happy and to get lots and lots of visitors to your site who are not there to buy anything. I'll give you another one, and here was one that was true. A lot of people make this mistake. Can't we trick the people? Can't we get them on real estate so that we can show them a way to make money with real estate and convert them, it's going to be like 0.01% of the people that convert. Or the bigger you go, 0.00001% of the people that convert. Everyone else is something you were hoping would convert but wouldn't. So even if you are capturing and decrypting lead information and calling them all, most of them are like, what are you talking about? That's not what I was looking for at all. I'm not interested in that. I mean, that is too far away. Does that make sense? Don't waste your time on that. You're going to spend all your money where 99.9999% of it has to do with something other than making money. Unless you are the encyclopedia and that is your business, then this is not what you call Shorttail. This is just esoteric. It's ethereal. It's in outer space. It's totally not worth aiming for. And then trying to compete with all these billion-dollar companies to maintain every month, right? Doesn't make sense. So anyone who thought, well, I'd love to have the bragging rights of being there. First of all, you don't deserve it until you're a billion-dollar company who does kind of like everything about that topic. And second of all, Google doesn't think any of us deserve to rank for that unless we've really put in the time and effort, right? I don't think anything we can do in 10 years, well, probably we could in 10 years, but 10 years would be the soonest that we would have the ability to compete with Realtor.com on their turf, with Zillow.com on their turf, with Windermere.com on their turf, with Redfin on their turf, Remax on their turf, right? So, okay, there you go. What are the money keywords you're after? All the sensible keywords that people think to type. For plumbers, it's usually about 40 keywords. Anything from water heater installation to water heater repair to sump pump repair to sump drainage to pool fixtures in the backyard to fix a broken pipe to bathroom stuff, kitchen stuff, right? There's like 40 words that people think when they're going and typing for a plumber. One of them is like emergency plumber because it's the middle of the night. Okay, there are about 40 words times all the towns that surround the plumber that they're willing to drive to in their trucks to serve his clients, which could be like 15 towns. So you need to show up for all of it. Water heater installation in this town, like South Bend, Indiana. But then also, if you want to rank for the next town over, water heater installation, a guy in Mishawaka next door does a search for that, you'd better show up for Mishawaka water heater installation. Because your South Bend page isn't going to compete with the Mishawaka water heater installation pages. You want to compete? Better be in the game. Then you need another page for Elkhart water heater installation, another one for Goshen. All right, so that's 15 cities times that keyword, but there are 40 keywords. You want to capture all the searches in those 15 cities for any of those 40 keywords. So you need a 600-page website for that. And if you want to be multiple pages on the front, well, first you have to have multiple. So you need a 600-page website, and you need another 600-page website, another one, so you can possibly show up on the front page multiple times. Say like 10, if you were aiming for all 10. If just, you could have a wish to be all of the organic results on the front page of all of the cities for all of the keywords. And you said, let's at least try to aim for it. Whether we get it or not, let's go as far as we can. Then what? Then you would need 10 websites on the front page, and each of those websites needs about 10 more backing it. That'll never make the front page for those keywords, say, but they're built well, and they're great at backlinking the front page websites. So you really need about 100 websites, 100, 110, 100 you could say, because those websites can actually backlink all of them. And if you get 90 websites backlinking the top 10, that's pretty strong. Okay? Then theoretically, way theoretically, you could be the top guy for all 10 positions times all 40 keywords times all 15 towns that surround you, town cities that surround you. Okay. Now, what is the reality of what we can do with all that? We're going to be 10 as often as we can be 10. Where we cannot be 10, we'll be 9. Where we cannot be 9, we'll be 8. Where we cannot be 8, we'll be 7. But we'll constantly be improving upon that and pushing that forward and letting Google see us refresh the pages and back it and add another page here of content that's structured all throughout the system. So it's really thousands of pages added through the system, and all the time pushing in, pushing up, improving. And the fact is we have the highest scores of anyone across the board, right? Just from if you add up all the background scores and all the front end scores, we do the best jobs. So when you get all that together and all the diversity we provide, there you have it. That is the goal. But we would never aim for real estate. We would need 1,000 pages, 7,000 words each, 7 million keywords, 7 million words to be written. And then we have to keep adding content. And we're doing it all for what reason? To compete with Wikipedia? I mean, what are we doing it for? I don't know. I don't even want to compete with Redfin. I want my own topics to catch interest. Most of our stuff is about organic results. So it's when people come and say, what is that really? Or what are the 5 things you ought to know about that? Or the 10 things. What are the things you ought to know before you go selling a house? So you don't want to go to Redfin yet. You don't want to go to Remax yet. No. You don't want to talk to them until you've done some research third party, right? So you ask questions that make sense and you type in concepts that have to do with, I need to teach myself something. Or what's the scene like? How many players are there? Where are the things I should consider if I want to move there? What's cool about that? How is life there? So all these things are things that we can and do write topics about, but we stay within the realm of a budget people can afford typically. And we do all of this work for buyer keywords that lead to, give me the information. Now tell me where to go to learn more, since you're obviously the expert at that. Okay, and for everyone else who's just tapping on the pages, glancing, maybe watching a video, and then meandering off, we're capturing their data as often as we can anyway, so that we can provide that data to people who can reach back out to them one way or another. By phone, by email, by newsletter campaign, by lookalike audience in Facebook or Instagram. All right, there you have it. I wanted to make this point so it's really, really clear. If you're in Richland, Michigan, you're a veterinarian, don't try to rank for veterinarian. Okay, $400,000, please. That's the kickoff. And then we'll see how much more we need when we get close. Probably it'll take $1.2 million to finish the job, and it'll probably cost $500,000 a year to refresh it. Because if you want to be one of the top players for veterinarian nationwide, that's what you would need to do. How much money do you think you're going to make from all those extra things? Except for the things that count. Because I'll tell you what counts. People in Richland, Michigan, or having an interest in Richland, Michigan, typing veterinarian. That's it. What else? Okay, some of the cities that surround Richland, Michigan, there's Augusta, Michigan. There's Battle Creek, way over here, Kalamazoo, way over there. If you go far enough, then yeah, you can cover all that territory, and maybe you'll inspire some of the guys to drive to you from further away. But they're not going to fly in from San Francisco with their sick dog. So I don't know what you want to spend that kind of money trying to rank that high for. Real estate, you want to rank for real estate? What do you want to bet it costs $1 billion to rank for real estate by now when you're playing against these players? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Even if you do everything right. Yeah. Even if it costs $10 million. The point is why? If you're a real estate agent in Memphis, Tennessee, and you're driving and showing houses to people who are buying them from you, and you're handing other leads to the guys you work with who are driving and showing houses to the people who buy from them. That's what you're trying to rank for. And even if you want to sell real estate leads nationwide, you're still not trying to rank for real estate because it's not going to help you. Matter of fact, here's another one that people make the mistake of thinking. Well, if I rank for real estate, doesn't that mean I automatically get Los Angeles real estate? If I'm number one for real estate, I must be number one for Los Angeles real estate. No, Google sees those as totally different keywords. It's not like if you rank for real estate, you get to rank for all the subdivisions. They are just different keywords with their own difficulty levels. Don't go shooting for the wrong plateau. Yeah, don't try to shoot your rope ladder up the wrong plateau. It doesn't make sense. That was another one. It's like, what's supposed to be the short tail of Bowen therapy? Bowen? Bowen could be somebody's last name. It could be a geographical point on the earth. It could be Bowen therapy. It could be something else. So what's the point of searching for Bowen? That doesn't even make sense. People searching for Bowen, you don't even know why they're doing it. They don't even know why they're doing it. Nobody does that. Search for Bowen therapy or Bowen work or Bowen therapist. What else could be the short tail? Therapy? That's like shooting for real estate. Are you trying to compete with WebMD.com? What are they, like an $8 billion company? They're talking about therapy, right? Every kind. Rehabilitative therapy, mental therapy, physical therapies of different kind. There's every kind of therapy under the sun. What does that have to do with Bowen therapy? Most of the people who are doing a search for therapy are not doing a search for Bowen therapy. They're not even trying. The other thing that people make the mistake of thinking is, well, if I show up for whatever, Little Rock Bowen therapy, and there's 6 results on the front page, there's still 4 other results, yeah, go look at them. They're different than a therapist. There's like the school for it. What is Bowen therapy as a concept. There's, the official, the official group that stamps the approvals of who's certified and not. Different things. So it doesn't matter if some of those results show up because no one's trying to click on those. Okay? They're going to see that right away. They might go there out of curiosity or to learn something interesting, but ultimately, if they're looking for a Bowen therapist, they will skip other things and click on the Bowen therapist. That is the short tail. Okay, so I think that makes a lot more sense, right? Aim for the right keywords because you can get real estate at heavy expense and not therefore get Memphis, Tennessee real estate agent kind of keywords. All right, just being clear, go for the money keywords. By the way, the money keywords are dramatically easier for us to win because guess why? We're competing with companies in each of those cities who are mainly not web savvy and don't know how to upgrade their sites. And even the ones who do, that comes at hefty expense. So they're always cutting corners. They're always taking too long. They're always not doing the job right. Most people set and forget their web pages. Remember when we talked about Los Angeles, LA, DY real estate, LA, DY, or attorney, sorry, just to throw it out there. Okay, 8.5, 9 million web pages total, which includes everything under the sun that has those 3 words on them, right? In any combination. And the funny thing about that is most of those pages are set and forget pages. Okay? Set and forget. You know what that means? We can create that much content in a month and release it on the internet. And our content is big as that content. It might have taken them 30 years to write all that. It would take us a month to create it again. And our combination is better than the 30-year-old combination that's been there before us, by and large. Because 99.99% of what you see here was created once, set loose on the internet, never touched again. It's so old, it's on page 2, 3, 4, 5, and I show 100 results per page on purpose. It makes it easier to see stuff, right? It's so old that Google's showing 2 pages worth of this stuff and already saying, yeah, everything else is kind of not interesting or similar. And what's that mean? Everyone just keeps writing another topic about the same thing, new pages over years, but no one's putting the stuff, no one's going back to those pages and rewriting through them. And so that's it. I mean, the pages get old, they get stagnant, they get easy to compete with. So there you have it. I think you get the idea. For us, LADY attorney is absolutely a short tail keyword. LADY lawyer is another one. Lawyers is another one. Attorneys is another one, right? And LA or Los Angeles is another one. Okay? Just being clear on this, DWI attorneys, DWI attorney, DWI lawyer, lawyers are all short tail. and whether Los Angeles comes first or comes last. You know, it could be DWI attorneys in Los Angeles. Google skips the word in. There are too many words in on too many web pages for that to count. Google skips tons of words, and, or, the, a, because it's just a waste of time. But whatever it is, going that far, we come down to 1.34 million results. I'm being pretty specific, and that's DWI instead of DUI. But exactly, the more we tie this in, the more that becomes clear. And I'll give you another one. DUI attorneys with double quotes, just to make this clear, right? If we're going for that 85% of what Google expects that we're trying to offer, and they're just like, okay, what have you got? 29,900? Oh man, that sounds about right now, huh? 29, 30,000, 31,000? It sounds like a stack of DUI attorneys, lawyers, who are in Los Angeles, who are writing blogs over, you know, and generating them out there and having their workers do the same thing. You're writing articles about law and concepts and thoughts and things to get your attention, right? To keep being relevant, to keep being modern. And that's like 30 years worth of collected pages of information, which we can beat in a week because we can do a 1 million page launch that has this much terminology on it. We can literally use these phrases in such a way that we have 1 million of our own pages that are fresh and that we keep fresh every month, competing with the 31,400 that are there right now in that 85% probability matrix that Google tends to rank on the front page. Okay, I think I made my point. I've gone on, but I like going in detail into things that are conceptual like this, so you don't wake up in the morning and go, which did Dave say? It's better to have Shorttail or not. I kind of forgot because I can still see the argument both ways. The answer is no. You should. The reason for this level of training is you learn enough to remember the right answer and why. Okay, that way you don't make the mistake of spending money on wrong advice from anyone else or me. All I mean is don't get into things with the wrong idea. If someone tells you, yeah, we can rank you for real estate, $5,000 please, $20,000 please, 25,000. First, they're lying. Second, even if they're telling the truth, yeah, you'll get a lot of traffic and there won't be any sales. And you're going to come and ask them, why no sales? And you know what the answer is always going to be in that case? Well, you got to check your pitch. Problem is you were pitching for the wrong keywords, right? That's what I want to make. Here's another one. What if a ton of people come to your pages for the first time ever? Like, what if you were that Richland, Michigan veterinarian and you were ranking because people would land on your pages, they'd spend time on your pages, maybe they watch the video on your page, they read some things. What if suddenly you ranked for veterinary on those same pages? Not that you can, but what if you could? Then most of the traffic that would hit your pages will go, oh, this is the wrong place, and they'll hit the back button. Google counts all those back against your page, right? So it used to be 27% of the people that landed on the page stayed for 4 minutes because they watched the video. Average 4 minutes. It's a 10-minute long video. But some percentage of the people came to the page, stayed for an average amount of video time. The average amount of time on page is, 2.7 minutes, 3.2 minutes. What happens now if a ton of people come and bounce? Average time spent on page is 3-4 seconds. Your page will drop in rank. Trying to push it up again won't even happen because by now, Google already understands. Unless you completely make over that page, start from scratch, recreate, create something totally different, then you're not even in the game. Google already decided that you're totally off in a different field and this page should not go on that keyword. That's like if you want to say how to get high ranking results and people are landing on your page for how to get high. They would quickly realize they're in the wrong place and go back. And then your page rankings would drop for how to get high. They might still be great for how to get high rank because those keyword searches, people stayed on the page for a long time. But this, straight down. Does this pull this down? Not necessarily. If there's a good result here and a bad result here, this goes down, this stays or even climbs. Okay? Go after the money keywords, the ones in your area, the ones that lead to where you can drive or someone can drive to you. And when we create pages, we create them thinking locally. We do globally, but we think locally every time. Okay? That is how you go the right kind of short tail for everyone. Short tail is like 4 words maybe. 1 or 2 words for the city, 1 or 2 words for the keyword that relates to the point. Sometimes it's 3 words because that's what people would think to type. Okay. All right, I made my point. I believe you get the idea. All right, this was a cool topic. Glad I got it off my shoulders and into form and put it out for you guys. Hope you guys are looking forward to the idea of what we're going to be able to discuss in the webinars. I know I'm putting this stuff out now. I'm going to say, even during the webinars, go watch some of these videos. Make sure you get this stuff in your head. So it's good you're watching them and getting this stuff in your head if you didn't have it there already. All right, take care.